And we are back at Zuffenhausen with a little guessing game for you, a quiz. Now, if you look at this 911, what would you guess? What's the engine? Well, I don't think you'll say turbo, really. There's a little Q, of course, but there's a lot, of course, that makes it look like a turbo, but in fact, it's the very first turbo of Porsche, really. So, what can you see here? It's got a narrow body. There's no turbo logo on the rear, and a 2.7-litre boxer engine, power output 240 horsepower. These are the rough facts. If you wish to know more, you will have to rope in the Porsche experts. Tony Hatter is here. Welcome. You have worked for Porsche Design and the RF Design for more than 30 years. Now, what is special about this turbo? Because it does have a special history, right?
What this car is that it's got a narrow body, but still a turbo, the first turbo, and it was a gift for Louise Piich in 1974.
That's great. So let's take a closer look. So she favored Glencheck.
Sure whether she chose it herself, but that was the start of the M&M's color range of Porsche in the 1970s. Was characterized by these kind of materials.
So what are the typical turbo hallmarks?
Now, of course, you can see one typical Porsche feature. Now, in a design project, you get a design brief, and design brief of a turbo is like a Christmas gift for every young design engineer, because the brief includes all of the turbo features: wide body, wide wheels, a fixed rear wing, then the front end and the rear end had to provide large openings for air intake and outlet for cooling, and here to the side also air intakes, and then the tailpipes, of course, they are very decisive.
Turbo, no, when you hear turbo, you think, well, I'm sure it's going to be an amazing sound and very loud. What does it sound like? What's special about it?
Well, it does sound differently from a naturally aspirated engine, an NA engine. But, well, we should quickly talk about the NA technology. A normal naturally aspirated engine only has got the tailpipes in its exhaust system with the muffler, the catalytic converter, and also gasoline particulate filter, but nothing else. And if you look at a turbo, well, then, in addition, you also have got a turbocharger in the exhaust flow. So it is driven by the exhaust flow, that turbocharger, and the turbocharger then drives a compressor, and that compressor forces fresh air into the engine, which then results in this maximum increase in output. But of course, as it removes energy from the exhaust flow, there's also a bit of less energy left in the exhaust flow for the sound to be generated. And that's always then a demanding challenge for our acoustics engineer to make sure that a turbo engine also sounds great.
There, you said it. The sound needs to be good. And look, Tony's already sat down. I can quite understand. Tony, let's hear it. Let's hear the sound of the very first turbo engine made by Porsche. Let's hope it will start. It's not the key I had earlier. Perhaps it's simply the wrong key. Gustl, can you help?
Yes,
Now, here we go. Now, in the case of the old turbo, it takes a little bit longer. We have to have some mercy. But all's well that ends well, of course. And here's the sound. The very first turbo. Thank you, Tony.